Hello and welcome to Healing from the Mess with me, Lizzie. Today's episode, I wish you happy holidays and talk about my first holiday without my mom. So let's talk. In this episode, I wanted to say happy holidays. This is the holiday episode. This will be my first holiday at our new house and my first holiday not spending it with my mom. I'm looking forward to it because I think we all deserve a laid back, relaxing day without drama. Honestly, this holiday would be a lot more difficult just because of a divorce. And while she changed her mind, I just don't see her changing her mind for good. I see this as a way to keep the peace, and I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in lying. I'm not interested. I mean, honestly, part of me would love it for for them to come up and my kids being like, "So, why are you getting divorced? Why is this happening?" Because that would be interesting, right? Oh, but that's the petty in me. It's not the person I am. I don't know how long I will be no contact with her because I do want to write her a letter. I do want to be very clear about why I have walked away, why I have blocked her. And for myself, even if she doesn't understand, even if, because I know things will never go, things will just go back the way they were. And I understand that. My mom has her own share of trauma and has been through her own share of stuff in her childhood, teenage years, college, for a lot of her life. She went through a lot. And I understand. But because of that, I always felt like I wasn't allowed to talk about and heal from my own traumas. And even the trauma that she has caused me and my brother growing up, because it was like, well, she's sick, so you have to excuse it. And it's like, y'all can't do that. Like, I know mental illness is a big thing, but you shouldn't just get a pass because you're mentally ill. Because there's understanding, and there is sympathy and empathy in some cases there, and compassion. But when you use it as a way to escape responsibility and accountability for your actions, it's not okay. I suffer from depression, and I know when it's bad when I don't shower for 5 days, when I start wearing, like, when things start slipping. Like, I usually wear my work clothes to work, and I started wearing sweatpants. And I didn't shower for 5 days because, like, well, what does it matter? It doesn't matter. And when I stop eating 3 meals a day, I go from eating 3 meals a day to I only eat once a day. I can tell that. I don't go, well, that's just my depression. It's, oh, I see this and I try to fix it and I do what I can to. Now, I'm not saying catch up, because catch up on stuff, laundry's always going to be there. Dishes always going to be there. But I tend to, at that point, acknowledge, okay, time to shower. Okay, no, let's go back to wearing real clothes to work. Okay, let's start seeing, okay, how did this affect our relationships? How did it affect my kids? How did it affect my husband? So then I start mending that. And we all go through that. We all go through where it's a mess, right? Our living space can reflect how we feel inside. My mother is on medication for her mental illness. Don't ask me what she has. I don't know. It's changed many times over the years, so I couldn't tell you what it is. But she's on medication. And it gets bad when she stops taking her medication. When she doesn't go to her doctor going, "Hey, I'm feeling off." She doesn't check in with herself. She doesn't have like a mental check-in. Like me with my depression, I have a mental check-in. I go, "Hey, hold up. Why haven't we showered in 5 days? Why are you wearing sweatpants to work? Hey, why haven't you eaten?" There's a check-in. She doesn't check in going with herself going, "Huh, this is weird. This isn't normal. Why am I feeling this way? Why are these thoughts more prominent now that they weren't 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago?" She doesn't go to her doctor and have his conversations. She doesn't get reevaluated for a medication that she's been on the same medication for over 10 years. She doesn't go to therapy anymore. She went to therapy for 2 to 3 years and was like, okay, I'm better. And that was that. With her mental illness, it is not just here's a pill, you're all better. It's not like that, you know? And I have a friend who suffers from bipolar depression, and they get reevaluated regularly. When they see that they're off, they're like, hey, something's wrong and I need help, because they check in with themselves. When you have a mental illness, that's what you need to do, because you have to be aware of when things are starting to go backwards and not forwards. So her getting a pass on not taking her medication, her getting a pass for putting, when she's upset with somebody, she doesn't tell the person she's mad at. She tells everybody else around her problem, and not the person that she needs to talk to, because they should just know. I don't know about you, but I've never met a mind reader. So my husband told me when we first got together, I can't read your mind. There's no communication. And here she is telling her husband all the things he did wrong. So now he's trying to fix it. And it's like, yeah, you can fix what you did. You can fix what she was mad at you about. But you can't fix her. You can't fix her brain. You can't. That's her job. And unfortunately, she's not going to do those things. History repeats itself. And it has with my mom so many times. And I'm tired. I love her to death. But I don't know how to be in a relationship with somebody who takes no accountability. I know writing her a letter will be counterproductive, but it's also going to help me. I'm going to know that I said what I need to say, and I don't have any expectations. My expectation from her, if she decides to write me back, will be filled with gaslighting, manipulation, and possible hoovering. That's my expectation. But I feel like I need to explain myself. I always feel that way. I can't with people who assume. And her sitting there and being like, well, had I told you this in person, you wouldn't feel this way. Blaming it on the text message. It's like, I've known you my whole life. I know exactly what you meant. And you assumed. Because people made excuses for her my whole life, I also made excuses for her. This year has been truly eye-opening. I took a break from reading Nicole LePera's book, How to Do the Work, because we were moving and I had to spend time packing and organizing and decluttering. So I didn't finish it because it's a lot of mental strain. I'll tell you that right now. It is a lot of emotional work, a lot of mental work. It's a book for daughters of narcissistic mothers, and how to heal and how to find your way back. And I'm also hopefully going to be in therapy. So next year is all about doing the hard work. We are in Mercury retrograde. I'm so sorry. I almost screwed that up. We are in Mercury retrograde right now. And one of the things is, do not let your emotions speak for you. Stop and think before you make a decision. Now, this letter, obviously, I'm not sending. If I do send it, it'll be in the new year. But I think I'm going to write it for myself. And if I decide that it should be sent, I will send it. But I'm going to wait until Mercury has come out of retrograde and my mind is a little bit clearer, and not so in my emotions. While I am excited to have a Christmas that's just me and my family for the first time ever, it's either we're running off to his mom's or my mom's coming over. It's never just us. There is a part of me that is grieving that we won't be sharing Christmas with her. Now, she did get 2 out of 3 of my boys' gifts. My oldest didn't tell me what he wanted until after I quit talking to her. So, and even then, it was things he wanted me to get him anyway, nothing for her. So, if she did give him anything, it was something that he didn't ask for himself. I honestly, if we somehow get these gifts, I haven't decided what I want to do. Part of me wants to put them in the garage and donate them to Toys for Tots or a children's hospital for Christmas next year. Part of me wants to gift them to my kids next Christmas or for their birthday or for Easter. But honestly, part of me just wants to tally up how much she spent, and next time I go downstate when I have the money is put it in her account, because I don't want anything from her. I don't want anything that costs money from her. Every time that she would give us money, I would silently inside scream, like, what do you want? What do you want? She found out we were struggling one year, and she gave me money, and I was so angry. Well, I can do it. I don't want your handout. Like, it's different when I talk about my financial situation, and I talk about the fact I'm struggling. I'm not doing it so people help me out. I'm not doing it so I get something. I literally sit there and tell people because I just need someone to talk to about what's going on. And I don't want anything from you. I'm not looking for anything. And with her, I always felt like there was something she wanted out of it. It always felt like there were strings attached. And it was the first time she ever gave me money. And I didn't spend it for a while. I was scared. And we were supposed to spend it on Christmas or something, or the days, or I think it was closed for the school year. And we ended up spending it on groceries. I think we used part of it for, no, it was her Christmas gift to the kids last year. And so they got gift cards that they could spend on anywhere except apparently in Canada. One of my kids' favorite stores is Totally Thomastown, that's in Canada. So unfortunately I got to spend the gift card while he spent my money on that. And then she gave me money that Christmas for me to get my hair done. And I hadn't done it. I was going to see her stylist, but her stylist couldn't have anybody new come in because they had a lot of family stuff going on. And so she was just sticking to like 3 clients. I was like, okay, no problem, whatever. I'm not going to, interfere. Plus I don't feel comfortable seeing people. I haven't been to a stylist since, let's say, June. Oh my goodness. No, January? Oh my God, I don't know. Oh my goodness. Anywho, I always feel like her money comes with strings, and she was all mad at me. Well, why don't you have gotten your hair done? And she gave me the number to our old hairstyles. I have not seen this person in oh my gosh, I think 8 years, 7 or 8 years. And she was like, all you gotta do is call her. And I didn't. And she was all mad at me because I made her look bad. And the last thing I want to do is see somebody who you talk to. She likes to control that. She likes it when it's weird. She likes it when I see someone that she also knows, but also hates it at the same time. Like, I finally got comfortable seeing my gynecologist, who happened to be her gynecologist. I don't feel comfortable around people at all. Any people, doctors, dentists, stylists, doesn't matter. Nobody I'm comfortable with. I don't discriminate. I'm scared of everybody. Okay. And she fired him and got a new one. And she's like, well, you can stay with him if you want to, but I'm not. And I was like, okay, I'm not changing. And then when my insurance wouldn't cover it anymore, I was like, okay, I haven't been to a gynecologist since I did have a gynecological exam, I think in 2021. That was, or 2020? Oh, it was 2020 before the pandemic happened. It was January of 2020, right before it hit my state. So yeah, it's been almost 4 years, which is insane. But everything came back normal, so I wasn't worried. I mean, I have to find a new gynecologist anyway, so because we moved. And I finally have dance appointments for me and my kids. It only took me 6 months, but I did it. Unfortunately, I can't see any. We won't get into August, so that's fun. It's fun. Just from Christmas on, gotta really get my kids brushing and flossing. All 3 of them. One of them's pretty good at it. The other 2, not so much. Anyway, happy holidays. I hope you have a wonderful holiday break. If you get a break, if you don't, I hope that work treats you well for the holidays. I hope you'll tune into the next episode. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for listening, and I hope you will join me next week for another episode of Healing from the Mess with me, Lizzie.